Hello there, and welcome to episode 11 of my tutorial series for Factorio. So today we're making big progress because we are going to build a real factory now. Just like I have promised, I have amped up the power a little bit, and I also have expanded our base a little bit further. I really don't know where we are going to need more gun turrets on this perimeter, so we are going to add in a few more here for good measure. It's always the same difficult thing. You never know where the biter will come from, so safety first, invest a few more in case you don't know where to put them. So, for today, I want to do for the very first time with you, my friends, real ratio-based producing. So, in that regard, I mean that we really need to do something about that science. You see, what we're doing here currently is, well, not really making me happy. We are producing just somehow, and we don't really know what we're doing. We have calculated nothing, and we're just doing our thing casually. So these days end today. Ha! So first of all, we need to check on out, do we have enough room for what we are planning to do? So we're going to go today on a expanded production of red and green science, and if everything works on out as intended, we're going to go for the gray science packs as well. So first off, I'd say yes, we are pretty much okay space-wise, but we need to shut down the production to begin with, because we here again have tons of things in our inventory that we don't really, well, not in our inventory, we have tons of things running here that we totally don't want to have anymore. So we're going to restructure this field here today again, because science is a real big topic in this game. You will spend a lot of crafting with science. That is because science is basically your progression mechanic. We're going to cap down an X away pretty much everything today that is standing here, because we're going to rebuild the whole science lab situation completely anew. That is because the current situation is quite problematic, in all honesty. Because, you see, we need to put in a lot of different colors of science. Doesn't stop at gray, green, and red science at all. We're just getting started there. So all in all, we need to have our laboratories set up in a way that they can get a lot of different colored science packs. This is more of a location problem right now, because the way that we've built the labs currently, there is no chance for us to wriggle in anything. It's just too compact. It's no problem. This does happen quite often with your beginner builds, and in my personal opinion, there's not even anything wrong about it. Personally, I think you should never shy away from ripping out old parts of your factory and rebuilding it elsewhere, because it is just, well, I keep saying that. It is just so good, and the game's really pretty much meant to be played like that. Okay, so our coal mining facility has ran out of power. That is quite fatal, so we need to reconnect it elsewhere. And our little mining outpost got eaten. Not mining outpost, radar outpost back there. This doesn't bother me in the least right now, in all honesty, because we have scouted out all the things that we needed to know into this direction. So this thing can just stay dead, and as far as I'm concerned, it is all okay. Alright, so we're going to remove the last bits and bobs of the old facility, and now we see what we have available space-wise. It ain't much. This is the real big first issue that I see. It ain't much. So we're not going to be able, for starters, to build here more than the red and the green science. I'm going to use the occasion right there to slap in as many coal mining machines as I humanly am able to squeeze in there, because I do see the you know, we're not going to get another occasion that quickly to squeeze in a little bit more into there. Okay, we're going to utilize our good old friend Helma today. So we're going to go and delete our first thing here, and we're going to go for red science. So when you are going in Factorio for science, most players determine how much science they want to produce per second. You might or might not have read it somewhere. There is often the defining terms of 60 science per minute, abbreviated as SPM, or 120 SPM. We're going to stick with the 60 SPM, so 1 science per second. That is exactly what we see here. Does show us that we need 10 factories that produce the red bottles. We will require 1 copper plate per second and 1 iron gear per second. If I now click in here, I also get a readout about the facilities that I will require. So for the first time, we will now know exactly what we need. So let's do the same thing here for the green science packs. We don't want the copper plate. And as we see there, here things are a little bit more complicated. We need 1.5 of these and those, and as you see there, yeah, things are not as simple all of a sudden anymore as they are with the red science. So let's start tinkering. The good part is that we have pretty much all the things here calculated by Helmod. You can see exactly how many factories you need for what. And yeah, I'd be honestly recommending to play along with this mod very sincerely. So let's rebuild this from the ground, because I personally feel like Helmod is making a lot of the management in the game so much easier, to me at least. But you can decide that for yourself. Alright. What I clearly see, though, is that we're going to start out at this corner back here. We want to use the most of the space, and therefore we're going to pipe off the materials there. And in all honesty, if I look at the situation as it is, we don't need the entire belt there, but, well, we're going to use it anyways. So let's check it back there. So all we need is 1 factory producing iron gear wheels for us, and that is pretty much it. So we're gonna get started with that 1 factory for this right there. Boom. It is nothing really new for us, but what is new for us is now the fact that we are using the exact ratios, so there will be nothing produced too much and nothing not enough, or no. There will be no waste, so, or there will be never not enough. Oh, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes my English is leaving me. It says goodbye, Icon. It's been a fun ride with you, but not any longer. So, anyways, I'm rambling. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go and leave this like that. And we're going to make it ourselves an easy life for today, I've just decided. We're going to use our little trick here again. You should be already familiar with it. And we build it this way. So now let's set up as many of the red machines as we can. And, oh well, without the power pole in the way, we can actually set up 5 of these in this direction, which is excellent. But it shows that we will have a little bit of a problem with the output, but that is a fixable problem. What we see here, though, is the typical issue of a very, very compact factory. Why are you guys not connected? So let's do this like that. And let's see if we can manage to power the mining machines and the other stuff. So step one that we're going to take is we're going to compactify things even further by going down this way. The problem, as you see, just need to make things flow that way. Just like that, we have the room we require to do our thing. So we're going to go that way. That or build right this way. That end. And just like this, we have a super compact facility for red science. So, shift right click, shift left click. So we make things go down faster. So, now all we need to do is put down the inserters. And just like that, we got 1 red science per second. This facility is now designed in a way that it does exactly that. 1 red science pack in a second. So that is why I like to use Helmod. I personally lack the brain capacity to calculate these things on my own. I don't enjoy Factorio if I have to calculate these things all on my own. I don't know how you are wired, but yeah, that's how we're going to do this. So now we have the red signs. The good part is that we can now check on out how things will look like there. There is even a nifty little tool in which allows me to have this now like this. So we're going to require something similar size to this to actually put the pieces together. 12 of these bad boys. So probably we can't do this like that. And why are there bricks on my belt? Somebody like to explain how that brick went on my belt? Huh? Seriously, this is a little bit disconcerting to me because I really don't understand. Whatever. So I'm digressing. So we're not going to use this split off anymore. We're going to create ourselves a fresh new split off. This thing here would be, in my opinion, not really easy to connect to. So we're going to go that way. And you can already see that I am trying my best to stay as compact as possible because we don't have much room to work with. And as we see there, it really shows. So, but the wonderful thing is that Factorio allows you, with its built black magic, a lot of wonderful little tricks, as you can see. We have now everything where we need it. So, first off, we need to make a couple of red circuits. So, basically, we can be using the ones that we got there. And practically, we're going to, because that'll make the footprint of this whole facility a lot smaller. It also showcases quite decently how much you can gain by just outsourcing a bit of a complicated step of the production chain like this. Because now we can just say, we're done with that part. We don't need to anymore. Just like that. So now we still need to bring the tech cards though, the circuits. So we're going to slap this bad boy on here, and we're going to go like that. So we have now green circuits. We just need to make sure that we are producing enough down there, so we'll not run out of juice eventually. Alright, first step, we're going to set up these things. Just so nice to have Helmod running like this, because if we now press Q on these, the ingredient, the recipe is already configured. I really like this feature. Alright, so we have these guys now, and now we're going to need gear wheels, iron plates, and green circuits. So, to make life easier for me again, I'll be... Let's see, we obviously don't even need the copper here, I see. Ha! Due to the fact that we have outsourced electronic circuit production, we are no longer in need. Okay, that is pretty nifty. So let's utilize this that way. We're going to put them down here. And then we're going to connect everything together just like that. Probably we'll spin it just like this way. Turn it around. And just like that, we've created the materials we require for our facility. Okay, so from here on, things are really stupidly easy. We just set up the inserters that we require. I'm going here for overkill. Much faster inserters than they are necessary, because I want to make sure that this facility always runs exactly on maximum capacity. That's really important for me, because I want to have my science on a really, really good basis, so to speak. Alright, so last step now, we're going to put the output there. We're also going to use here little tricks again. So we're going to go, we're going to pipe it that way. And that way. So there we go. You can already foresee how this ends. Exactly like that. We have fused all the materials together, and just like that, we have a super nice compact facility to build things. So let's see, probably I'm going to try to go for a 6-6 distribution. So 6 on this side. Let's see, probably the output will come on this way. And then we need a piece of belt at the center. I personally like to do this to make sure my alignments are right. Control C now to make a nice copy of that. And now we do see that we will need to pipe it out like that, probably. Yeah, we're going to go this way. Just like this. And then we're going to have to wire the input a little bit differently. So here we have now a little bit of an issue at hand. As you see, we can't do this as we originally wanted to, but there are ways and means to do so. The easiest one here would be a red inserter, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. You see, that's the quickest solution to the issue. I'm personally a big fan of looking for easy and fast solutions, and in my personal opinion, the easier and less bulky your solution to the game, congratulations, to the problem, congratulations, the better you get at the game. Because everybody, or no, differently, it is much easier to build a bulky solution to a problem than a sleek, well-designed, and compact, and probably even good-looking solution to the same problem. Alright, but what we achieve now is that we have now the same as we had before, but much more effective and efficient. So that is exactly what we were after. There we go. And just like I said, you might be even having enough time for the gray science packs too. You can, of course, make the whole production of science bigger or smaller, just to your own liking. I personally like to stress out at that point that the green and the red science packs are the ones that are the easiest to upscale. So don't worry to start out small with these. It is super easy to eventually make your whole production chain larger for these guys, while it is quite a pain in the rear to get the other science packs going. That's the gist of it. Alright, we're going to use our little build trick here again. Because I just have decided that we're going to go that way. And here I'm piping these together like that again. Because I personally think this is the easiest way that we can get our science packs together. Just like that. So now our question is, where will the labs go? So in all honesty, I don't really have any clue about that yet. So I do know that this territory here is reserved for the logistics department. This territory here is going to be reserved for the power. We could easily set up our labs in this vicinity. Yeah, I think until further notice, we'll be doing exactly that. So let's set up our labs in a way that they can be fed better from several directions, or they can be fed better several colors, I should rather say. So this is a very, very basic setup. That'll allow us exactly what we require. Here we go. So easily, can we increase here 2 more, or can we put in here 2 more colors, and we can have a grand total of 8 colors inside these labs this way. You just have to have the room for a 2-way highway. Lots of other setups and ideas possible. It is also possible that you put another inserter behind the lab. And let's see, craft a few of these. So if you'd be doing something like this, for example, the lab would pick up the packs and transfer it to the next one. And this way you can have the packs transferred between labs, so you can use the labs themselves as feeding mechanism. So for today we only need a setup like that. Mind you that the other side of the labs requires different inserters to get the ball rolling, as they are on the far side of the situation. Here we go. So now we have the same thing as we had before, only expandable and much more powerful. Go. Just like that. We'll see how we're going to expand on that. Today we're also going to research the chemical science pack. And let's start working on the gray science packs. So the gray science packs are a lot more challenging than everything we did before. So we want an output of 1 pack per second. We'll see here that we need walls. That requires alone a pretty heavy production of brick and 10 units of stone a second. That is quite costly. We're going to need grenades, which require 5 pieces of coal each, and we require piercing round magazines. That'll also require even more resource. When we check out the whole tab here, we can see that this is quite a costly recipe, and our factory is probably not even ready for it. And we haven't even started with the blue science packs. Let me just say it like that, the gray science packs are still very easy. So, let's get back to our little mining facility. Get ourselves some coal into our pockets, because our burner mining drills are doing God's work. As you can see there, they are certainly running out of coal every now and then, but they are depleting the border here just like I have intended. Wonderful. So with the gray signs, we have now the problem at hand that our steel production is not really where we need it. Let's see if we have enough steel. 0.5 units of steel we are needing, and our max rate calculator tells us that we are currently producing exactly that. So the entire facility there is going to be necessary just for the gray science packs. So yeah, it is quite demanding to go deeper in the tech tree. That's all I can say. we're going to amp up our production of these. And the best part is Control C now allows me to just use this. And I hold down left shift to place it down like that. And the nifty part is that I still need to set up the whole inserters and all, but you just need to press Q on the shadows of these, and they get instantaneously correctly configured as well. So they are heading into the right direction and whatnot, so you don't need to think too much about what you're doing there. Alright, so what are we ought to do in this situation? We're clearly not cut for the task at hand, because the resources that we got are barely getting there. I am producing just enough steel to make sure that we can make this happen. So, well, we're gonna do this nevertheless. So, step one is we need again to decide where are we going to produce all that stuff. We also need to get ourselves the necessary materials. We need the full package, all of the items here, even stone. So the biggest problem that I see is that this is not nearly enough stone. And this entire little patch here is sort of a nightmare when it comes down to the stone production. So what can we do about this? In all honesty, expand. The problem at hand won't go away. This patch is just horrible, and it stays horrible. We're probably never going to be able to sustain ourselves decently with this, so probably we need the help from outside. So, well, there I thought we could be easily going for gray science today, but I was pretty wrong about that. The big problem is that I can't bring up enough mining machines on the field here to get the numbers rolling that we need for the walls. So while we have everything here at hand to do our expansionary business, we can't really do science packs with that. Alright, so my recommendation in a situation like that, don't be like, nah, it'll be fine, and just do it. You would be cutting off yourself from the resources of expansion. Rather, I use the steel and the stone that I got here for the sake of expansion, and now think about setting up a new mining outpost back there. We'll benefit much more from this course of action than the other way around, because if anything would fail, I mean, we won't fail because we're awesome at what we're doing, but if anything would fail, you'd be without stone and not able to expand in the worst case scenario. But since we're not playing any extreme difficulty levels or stuff like that, this is highly unlikely that this will be really that bad. But since this is an optimization and an automation game, I just can't help myself. Whoops, forgot to bring fuel. But as soon as we have the great science packs lined up, we can finally consider producing oil. So I'll be just researching more of the technologies. I will be explaining what this stuff is good for when the time is right for that. Up until then, we basically are unlocking more and more different little gadgets and tools. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Alright, we're powering up this place back there. And, well, this is still a fairly small patch, in all honesty. So, probably we'll need to access even the one down there. But that's not a big problem. It is probably a wonderful example of using early game trains. Until then, my friends, I have to leave you for today yet again, as we are done for today. Time's running out. And before I am able to get you guys to where we need to go, well, you get the idea. So thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to go next time over way more cool things. I will show you how to set up remote mining outposts. And, well, probably we'll even set up the most simplistic rail network here at the same time, because as I see down here, I have plenty of good reasons to set up a railway connection, because we can transport lots of very, very desired materials to our home base from here. Anyways, I am getting ahead of myself, my friends. Thanks for watching. Drop me your comments, leave me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and next episode we're going big on the expansion. In the description box you'll find the playlist link to the entire tutorial playlist here, and feel free to support the channel. There's plenty of links down there to Patreon, PayPal, buy me a coffee, this kind of thing. I'd be very, very happy if you'd give them a look. And of course, a big, big thanks to all of you supporting Icon Gaming. And a big, big thanks especially to you watching this video right here, right now. Deeply appreciate. Hope you have a fine day. See you all next time. Bye-bye.